We got a noise complaint.
Okay.
You guys gotta turn it down.
Okay, cool.
You got your driver's license just so they say we talk with you?
I don't need to give you that.
It's not a big deal, dude. We have to identify.
We'll turn it down. Thank you, guys.
We have to identify who you are.
Who are you guys?
Okay, what's your last name?
I don't need to give you that.
Yes, you do.
If this is a noise complaint, we're gonna turn it down and we're gonna have a good day.
Okay. You watch too much YouTube, dude. You watch too much TikTok.
Cops show up over a neighbor complaint and immediately demand ID, but things don't go the way they planned. This video is a perfect example of how smiling and friendly cops can quickly turn to threats and intimidation the moment you refuse to provide ID. The recording begins inside the house, where the man starts filming before even stepping outside. From inside his home, he can hear officers at the door responding to a noise complaint from someone in the neighborhood. Before going out, he keeps the camera rolling, making sure the entire interaction is documented from the very beginning. When he finally steps outside, two officers are waiting. One is a male officer, and the other is a female officer standing nearby. The male officer appears to be the one leading the investigation and doing most of the talking. He explains that they received a neighbor complaint about loud music coming from the property. At first, the man doesn't seem too concerned. He tells the officers the music can simply be turned down and that the issue can be resolved right there. But instead of leaving it at that, the male officer takes things a step further. He begins demanding identification, saying he needs to know who he is speaking with in case a citation needs to be issued. And the moment the man refuses to provide ID, the smiling and friendly behavior instantly shifts toward threats and intimidation. Watch the full video and see how this escalates within seconds.
Who is it? Yep. What's going on, you guys? What's up?
We got a noise complaint.
Okay.
You guys gotta turn it down.
Okay, cool.
You got your driver's license just so they say we talk with you?
I don't need to give you that.
What's up?
I don't need to give you that, ma'am.
Okay. So here's the thing, if we have to return back, there could be a fine issued to you as part of the Signal Hill Municipal Code.
Okay.
So that's why I need to identify who I'm talking with today.
Okay, well, I'm not the owner and
Yeah, I know.
you're
It's
asleep right now.
a rental, right? You guys are like renting the spot?
It's not a big deal, dude. We have to identify.
We'll turn it down. Thank you, guys.
We have to identify who you are.
Who are you guys?
Officer
What's
Kenny,
your name?
Officer Agawal with the Signal Hill Police Department.
What was that?
Officer Kenny, and this is Officer Agawal with the Signal Hill Police Department.
Okay.
Okay, so
Badge numbers?
163 and 159.
Okay.
Okay, so we need your ID to know who we're talking to.
I don't have one.
Okay, what's your last name?
I don't need to give you that.
Yes, you do.
If this is a noise complaint, we're gonna turn it down and we're gonna have a good day.
Okay, I don't think you're understanding what we're saying. Okay, we're doing our job. All right, I need to identify who I'm talking to. That's all we have to do.
I don't have to
Find
answer.
out what the resident code for.
Okay, I don't know why you're giving us such an issue.
I'm just saying, I'm helping you guys. We're gonna turn it down.
No, you're not helping.
No, yeah, we are.
You're not helping.
We didn't call you guys.
Okay,
I know,
that's
because
not
it was
how.
a complaint.
I understand that, and I'm telling you, we're gonna turn it down, right?
So we're just trying to figure out what's going on. I need to know who I'm talking to.
You can call me a good citizen.
Okay. You watch too much YouTube, dude. You watch too much TikTok. All right. What's your name?
You're just brainwashing in the academy, my boy.
What's what?
That's what it is. You're brainwashing the academy.
Okay. Why is that?
I'm just letting you know. Why are you laughing?
Oh, because you're being ridiculous.
Man,
Okay.
we did not call you.
Doesn't matter. Someone else called us.
And we're letting you know.
You should look up 415 PC of the California Penal Code.
Yes, sir, I will.
Peace.
Thank
Okay.
you.
You're committing a crime. Okay. You understand? If your neighbors wanted to arrest it, I could arrest you right now. Okay. They want you to turn the volume down. Okay. Do you understand that?
And we will. Thank you. You have a good day. You're not. Yep.
Now, this female cop learns the hard way when she runs into a non-nonsense man who refuses to play along. The recording begins at a bus stop in Rodart Park, California, where a man is waiting while holding a sheathed sword. According to the man, he was simply lying down at the bus stop while transporting the sword to a pawn shop. The sword is inside its sheath, not being displayed or used in any threatening way. But at some point, someone apparently calls the police to report it. Soon after, a female officer arrives on scene to check things out. From the beginning, the officer treats the situation as something she needs to investigate. She begins asking the man questions about the sword and what he is doing there. The man explains exactly what's going on. He tells her the sword is in a sheath and that he is taking it to a pawn shop. Now, you might be thinking the situation should already be over, but it's not. In fact, this is where the confrontation begins. The female officer tries every tactic to get the man's ID. Watch the full video and see for yourself.
Step over here.
What's your name?
I need you to step
What's your name?
Officer Hayes.
And what's your badge number?
You don't need that right now.
Yes, I do.
Sir, will you just step over here to the front?
I'm not going to be violating my rights. You're violating my rights right now. Anyone can have a sword. It's in a sheath. You can leave me alone, okay?
Well, we got called out here.
Bullshit. Got cold out here. Bullshit.
I don't need you angry or
But you're lying to me right now. You're lying to me.
somebody called.
No, they did not. I'm going to go take my sword and I'm going to go walk away, okay?
Sir,
I can do that. It's my sword.
I still need to investigate why you have it out.
It's my sword. I'm taking it to the pawn shop
Okay, well, why are you laying on the ground like that?
because I'm waiting for the bus.
Okay. Well, I still need
Okay, you have now all the information you want. What else do you need?
have to investigate,
What else do you need, ma'am?
sir. I don't need you to the argument.
You're violating my rights right now. You're harassing me. Yes, you are. I have done nothing wrong. I'm going to the pawn shop. You understand that? Does that make sense or not?
Do you have an ID on you?
I'm not giving you my ID. I'm not getting an ID. I'm going to the pawn shop.
Sir, I need your ID.
No, you're not getting my ID, ma'am. I'm taking my sword to the pawn shop. I don't need to ID myself when I'm going to the pawn shop.
Okay, well, I still have to investigate while
You have investigated.
you're carrying a knife. So I need you
I'm not. No, you cannot. That's the bullshit.
right
You are violating my rights.
Right now, you're detained.
No, I'm not. Bullshit. You know you're violating my rights right now. This is all being recorded, ma'am. You're gonna get in trouble. And what's your badge number?
I still need your name.
I'm not giving you my name. I've done nothing wrong. Okay, I'm leaving. Thank you. Okay, have a good day.
You're not leaving yet, sir. I told you to stop.
You're bullshitting me right now, dude.
Dude, I need your ID.
I'm not giving you my ID
Why not?
because you're violating my rights right now. Why are you harassing me right now? This is all being. I'm not f***ing talking to you. I'm going
I
away.
need your ID.
You're gonna
not allowed to be
once you violate my rights. Go ahead. Go ahead and violate my rights.
Stop walking, sir. I need you to stop.
You need to leave me alone. You need to leave me the f- alone. You're harassing me. You're not getting my ID, miss.
Sir, I can
Miss.
get your ID.
Miss, no.
Then I can get out of your hair.
No, why?
Till then,
So you're gonna violate my rights then? That's what you're doing, right? You violate my rights? Is that what you're gonna do?
I'm trying to investigate what's
And I
going on.
told you what was going
I
on.
totally understand that.
So then you're telling me anyone?
Make sure that you're not doing anything illegal
How's that? How are you gonna do that by learning my name?
because you're detained right now.
But how are you gonna do that? How are you gonna investigate?
With a knife.
How-
So I
At
don't
the
think
bus
it's
stop.
for you.
Look at that, the bus stop.
Okay.
So, and how are you gonna investigate that by running my name? Don't go Don't go
Who you are.
What are you f***ing dumb?
That you're being detained right now
Yeah, for what crime? For what crime?
for having a knife in public.
You understand? Get your supervisor out here.
No.
Yes, I'm asking for your supervisor.
Do you have your ID or not?
I'm not. You are violating my rights. I've done nothing wrong. I've committed no crime. What's your reasonable suspicion, huh? Tell me what's your reasonable suspicion, ma'am. What crime have I committed? That's what I thought. So I'm going on my way. What crime have I committed? What crime have I committed?
You're not allowed to.
What crime have I
I
committed?
told you I'm not gonna.
What crime? What crime was that? I couldn't hear what crime that was. What crime was that? What crime was that? I'm going.
You're not.
What crime have I committed that you need to detain me?
I'm not gonna keep telling you.
What crime? You said nothing. You have said nothing. You're lying. You're violating my rights. What crime have I committed? Why am I detained? What crime have I committed for you to detain me? You have told me nothing though. You said I'm carrying a f***ing sword. That's not against the law. But that's not against the law. So what crime have I committed for you to detain me? Have I been waving that thing around to anyone? No. So you can go about your business. Shut the f*** up, okay? I'm going about my day. I've committed no crime for you to detain me. What crime have I committed? Walking around with a sword is not a crime. Thank you. So what crime is this, man? For her to detain me. Tell me the crime. Let's hear this all, because we're getting this all on camera. Tell me the crime that I have committed for her to detain me right now. I'm sitting at a bus stop with a sword that's sheathed. It's a Renaissance sword. I'm selling it at a pawn shop, and she's saying I'm doing what wrong? What am I doing wrong?
I told you, you can't just keep carrying a sword out.
Look at her. That's not against the law to have a sword in a sheath. Tell me the laws.
Where you selling it
The pawn shop that's down there by McDonald's.
at? I was just calling. They're just kind of concerned about.
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm not gonna give her my ID because she wants to.
Okay.
That's bullshit. Right? I'm not. Thank you. I can go about my day.
You're good.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Both of today's clips come down to the same issue: authority without a clear legal basis. In the first encounter, the man already agreed to lower the volume, which should have ended the situation, but instead, the officers immediately shifted toward demanding identification and even threatening arrest. The problem is simple. A noise complaint does not automatically create a legal requirement to identify yourself. Without a crime or a lawful detention, demanding ID becomes questionable, and that's where the Fourth Amendment comes in. The Constitution protects people from government intrusion without reasonable suspicion of a crime. The second encounter raises an even bigger issue. Carrying an object that is not illegal does not automatically create a crime, yet the officer attempts to hold him there and obtain his ID anyway. Again, that runs directly into the same constitutional protection. The Fourth Amendment requires reasonable, articulable suspicion of a crime before someone can be detained. And there's another layer here. The man records the entire interaction and openly questions the officer about the law. That falls under the First Amendment, which protects the right to record police and challenge government authority in public. So the real lesson from both clips is simple. Police can respond to complaints. They can ask questions, but the Constitution places limits on their power. Suspicion without a crime does not automatically justify detention, and detention without legal cause cannot be used to force identification. That's why encounters like these matter. They show the moment where constitutional rights and police authority collide, and they remind people why knowing the law can completely change how these situations unfold. The original videos are linked in the description. Make sure to go through them. We'll see you in the next one.